Hi, this is Mrs. Johnson, and I'm going to give you directions for filling out your project scoring guide, your reflection that we're going to use in order to score you for all that hard work you did building that city or doing that science fair project. They're going to be graded the same way. Whether you did the Build a City project or whether you did science fair project, you're going to be graded on how you, what you learned, what you created, and how you collaborated and showed your work. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. The first thing you're going to do if you did the Build a City project is you're going to go to the wiki.
Build a contest on
so you're going to go to Build a City 2014.wikispaces.com. That's the wiki that you guys use for your collaboration. And if you go under all the directions that I've put on there previously, and you scroll down underneath the chart that you were supposed to copy, there are two links. The first link, I'll just show you real quick, is how you're going to be graded on your scoring guide. So as you are filling out what you learned and as you're filling out your reflection, make sure that in your reflection, if you want full credit for the research, you're very detailed on what you learned, which means you are going to say, I learned how to, for example, I learned how to build a series circuit and put two lights together that's going to work with a battery. And you are going to explain how you connected, what you connected to the battery and how you connected the lights together and how you made sure everything worked, what was confusing to you, what you struggled with, and just all the things that you learned while you're doing this project. If you did something online and you learned how to use a program to design a house, or if you learned, what did you learn? Did you learn how to use a wiki? Did you learn how to post pictures? Did you learn anything about building? And so there's lots of things that you could talk about, but it looks like you're very detailed, and you have to have at least 3 things that you learned with evidence, which means if you say you learned how to build a series circuit, then I want a picture of a series circuit that you built. If you learned how to use a program, take a screenshot of the program that you used in you working on it, okay? So that's it for the research. For the create part, you have to have multiple examples of your personal creation. So I want pictures of the room you built. I want you to tell me how you built it and how you designed it and all of the circuits that you did. How did you create special switches? Whatever you created, that's what you're going to write. Okay? And then for the collaboration piece, to get full credit, you need at least 3 or more examples in detail of how you tried to collaborate with other people on the project. And at least 2 of those examples needs to be something that you put on the wiki. And to prove that you wrote it, you need to go back in the revision history on the wiki to prove it. So for example, if I wanted to prove that I worked on this wiki, I'll go over here to my revisions history and see all that where it says Carla Johnson, Carla Johnson. That means all of those times I added something and saved it. And if I click over here and select, it'll tell me exactly what I added in green. Now, if I took a screenshot of that, that would prove that I am the one who wrote that. So that's how you can show that you collaborated on the wiki. Or if you did discussions, there's no discussion post on the main page because nobody discussed it, but I know you'll have lots of discussions and posts about how you were going to collaborate and who was going to do what and ideas that you had. So if you posted anything there, that would be a good thing to take a screenshot of too. Okay, now where are you going to put all these screenshots? Where are you going to put all these pictures and all this evidence and all this writing? Well, to get to that, you're going to click on the other link. The other link is right here. It says, here is a link to the reflection sheet I will use to grade your project. If you click on that, it'll take you to a Google Doc. This is the Google Doc that you are going to be graded on the project. If you do not turn this in, you are going to get a 0 because this is what is actually being graded. Anything that you did on this project that you want me to grade or see, you need to put it here. So these first blocks are going to be where you're going to write. And we're giving you an entire hour okay, and then some to write your reflection. So this isn't like 2 sentences. I learned how to build a house. Okay, that's not acceptable. You need specific things that you did, specific things you learned and how you learned it and what you did, and then talk about the project itself and how, if it was frustrating or if it was exciting or whatever. And then evidence that you did stuff is going to be right here. This is where you're going to post your pictures. This is going to be where you're going to post your resources. If you went online and looked for something, or if you found a picture of something online and you used that, put that website on here. Say, I researched right here because I was having trouble with designing my house, and so I went to this website. Okay, this is where you're going to put pictures of what you created. And down here is where you're going to put pictures of your collaboration with other kids. And this could be anything from something you posted on a wiki. You could also post, if you wrote a sticky note or if you left a little note for someone else, you can take a picture of that and say, hey, this is how I collaborated as well. Okay? Before you start writing on this document, you are going to need to come over here and make a copy for yourself and enter right here where it says new document name. Make sure the first thing you write there is your name. So if it were me, I would write Carla Johnson Project Scoring Guide. Okay? And then when I write on this, where it says project name, please write down what building you had. If you built the White House or if you built the Kentucky Fried Chicken or whatever you built needs to go right here in the project name. It would also be helpful if you had your hour next to your name. So write like your name, 3rd hour, science, and then the project name. Okay, this is one of the most important things. When you share this, if you're going to share it with Mr. Calloway, you are going to share it to this address, St. Joe School District website. Okay, that's where he gets to his Google Docs. If I am grading your paper, if you're a D-Team student, do not share with my school district address. You will share it with my Gmail address, which is carlajohnson78@gmail.com. Do not give it to my school district address. Share it with this one. This is how I get to my Google Docs. The other thing that is very important is that you change it over here to the viewing to anybody can view it. Because I don't know how many projects I've tried to score recently that have been shared with me on Google Docs, and it says, I don't have access to view this document. Even though you share it with me, you have to change this to where I have access to view it. And I cannot grade it unless you do that. So you have the hour to work. If you don't get it done in class this hour, then work on it at home, either Thursday or Friday. I will probably say that you need to have your reflection done by Monday. I think 3 days is plenty of time to do a project reflection. And if you have any questions, you can email me. And I'll see you later.